Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today we have another Bath & Body Works Twisted Traditions to talk about. Now, I think this one isn't as far out there as Holiday Pickle Ornament, and it is Grandma's Fruitcake. So if you're returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. We do all things body care on my channel, so if that sounds like something interesting, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's dive right on into the video. Alright, you guys, I'm going to sit on this side of the screen and put some images up right here. The image of the new Bath & Body Works Twisted Traditions Grandma's Fruitcake was pulled off of Bath & Bucks. Now, Bath & Bucks is a wonderful Instagram account. If you are interested in anything Bath & Body Works, especially the body care, especially the body care spoilers, I highly recommend you check them out on Instagram. Not only are the images always super clear, they usually have a fun little border, and I love her captions, but one of the best parts about the images is that she always tries to include the front of the bottle and the back, so not only do you get an idea of the packaging, you're also able to get an idea of the scent notes and even sometimes the price. So highly recommend checking out her page. I talk about her all the time, and of course the direct link to her Instagram page will be in the description box down below if you'd like to check it out. Now, I have already done my video on the other Twisted Tradition, which is the Holiday Pickle Ornament. I don't know if this is just going to be a collection of two. I don't know if they're going to expand it and they just haven't released it yet. We also don't have any information about when this is coming. So I'm really up in the air with a lot about this collection. Don't have pricing information, when it's coming out, nor do we have if this is just going to be the Fine Fragrance Mist or it's going to come in a Fine Fragrance Mist, body wash, body lotion, body cream, etc., etc. Limited information, but I did want to share what I had. So starting out with the packaging, I actually really do like the packaging on this. The pink makes sense to me. When I think of fruitcake, I'm thinking definitely a warmer color story. So I feel like the overall pink, and I believe it's going to be the actual fragrance mist that is pink, not the bottle. The bottle looks clear. The pink of the fragrance mix, the pink of the fragrance mist match with the pink borders, the pink labels. You have Grandma's Fruitcake in the orange, which really matches with the graphics. I really like their use of graphics on both the Holiday Pickle Ornament and the Grandma's Fruitcake. A couple of years ago, when they did like the Vanilla Bee Noel with the, I believe it was the Christmas trees, the Twisted Peppermint had like the lollipops, and the Winter Candy Apple, I believe it was the 25th anniversary. That looked very AI to a lot of people. A lot of people really didn't feel any like nostalgia or connection to that packaging, and I was definitely one of them. It just didn't feel as like warm and like traditional. This just feels very warm and traditional, and there's something about it that's reminding me of like early 2000s, maybe like classroom parties, if you guys had those holiday parties. I think it's the drawings of like the little presents, the little stars, and then you have the snowflakes. I think this is a wreath or maybe a platter. I think it's a wreath though, and then obviously you have the images of the fruitcake. Overall, I think this is a good balance of more of a realistic image in the fruitcake, balanced out with the snowflakes and the drawings. This is creative. This is packaging that I feel like we haven't seen in a while. And honestly, amongst the entire holiday collection this year, I actually am a pretty big fan of the packaging. I think the holiday traditions, so Vanilla Bee Noel, Winter Candy Apple, Bright Christmas Morning, and Twisted Peppermint all look super clean. I was a huge fan of the packaging they decided to do for the Magic in the Air, Snowflakes and Cashmere, Strawberry Snowflakes, and is it Moonlit Goddess or Moonlight Goddess? I think it's Moonlit Goddess. I think that looks stunning, high end, really, really nice. And then this is just giving me that little bit of nostalgia that I feel like I don't always really appreciate around the holidays. So overall, really, really enjoying the packaging. And if you've seen the packaging for the Holiday Pickle Ornament, these two will look perfect side by side. Definitely a cohesive collection, even though the color stories are a little bit different. Diving on into the actual fragrance notes though, I know that's what we're all here for. Now this one does include 3 fragrance notes as well as a mini story, something that we saw in the Holiday Pickle Ornament as well. Those fragrance notes are golden fruitcake, warm rum, and candied fruit. And regarding the story, it says, whether gifted, shared, or re-gifted again, fruitcake is a symbol of abundance and celebration. This dense delight brings sweet nostalgia to the season, straight from Grandma's kitchen. It's not just dessert, it's tradition wrapped in tinfoil and sprinkled with love. Now, I think I've only had fruitcake one time in my life. like a very long time ago. That hasn't been like a tradition that my family has partaken in, but if your family does, or if you have like a recipe that you absolutely love, please comment it down below. That was something I really enjoyed when people commented about the holiday pickle ornament. If that was a tradition that they were familiar with, please comment it down below. I'm super big into like traditions and ancestry and like all of that stuff. I think that's really cool, and to keep those things alive. So I would absolutely love to hear it in the comments down below if you partake. I do not though, so I will be giving you my kind of Bath & Body Works opinion on this. But it says, okay, so Grandma's Fruitcake, Golden Fruitcake, Warm Rum, and Candied Fruit. I think this is going to be a fun scent, definitely a little bit more agreeable with the mass markets probably than the holiday pickle ornament. However, you never know. Now, while I didn't find anything in either current Bath & Body Works products or past/discontinued Bath & Body Works products, that I think this would be a 1-for-1 match. Based off the notes, I think we can kind of have a reasonable assessment of things that it might be similar to, with a little bit of an addition here or there. Now, the first thing I thought of when I saw this, largely because of that golden fruitcake note, was in fact strawberry pound cake. Now, you might be saying, Skylar, I do not think this is strawberry pound cake at all, but hear me out on this. I think this could be a deeper and richer, as well as a boozy version of a strawberry pound cake. Now, strawberry pound cake has notes of fresh strawberries, golden shortcake, and whipped cream, and I think there might be a similarity between the golden fruit cake as well as the strawberry pound cake's golden shortcake. I think that cake note might have a really nice base similarity, and then you take the candied fruit compared to the fresh strawberries. I think they do a pretty good job at kind of making a fruit scent a little bit artificial, and I feel like the fresh strawberries and strawberry pound cake would be a good fragrance to build off to create more of a candied fruit effect. And then lastly, really the difference there would be the warm rum compared to the, I believe it's whipped cream. And I feel like that would just be making strawberry pound cake, as I said, a little bit deeper, a little bit richer, and adding a boozy note to it. So I feel like maybe if you like strawberry pound cake, but you want something a little richer, deeper, and boozier, maybe this could be something you would check out. I think there's going to be a baseline similarity, definitely not the same fragrance, but something that you could use as a benchmark. Now, the other thing that I actually think it could be somewhat similar is something that we actually saw in this line. Now, I don't know if you guys ever received the trio in your store of Mrs. Claus's Cocktail, Cozy Vanilla Bourbon, and Gingerbread Latte. I have not seen that in any store I've been in. I've been in probably 3 stores, and I have not seen it anywhere. Were those online exclusives? Were those solely just for the Christmas previews? I have no idea. I have yet to find any of them in the stores, but the one that I did think that the Grandma's Fruitcake could have a slight similarity to is the Cozy Vanilla Bourbon. Now, obviously, Cozy Vanilla Bourbon does not have a cake note to it. Cozy Vanilla Bourbon instead has notes of warm bourbon, dark fruit, and vanilla liqueur, and that's where I think there could be some similarities. So again, the Grandma's Fruitcake, you have golden fruitcake, warm rum, and candied fruit. Obviously, Cozy Vanilla Bourbon is missing that cake note, but it does have warm bourbon, which might be comparable to the warm rum. It also has dark fruit, which might be similar to the candied fruit. More of a darker, artificial, almost like dried fruit effect rather than the fresh strawberries that you would get in something like a strawberry pound cake. So I think it could be a more cakey, more dense version of a Cozy Vanilla Bourbon, but I did think not only the bourbon but also the dark fruit could have a similarity to the warm rum and the candied fruit of the new Grandma's Fruitcake. But you guys, you'll have to let me know what you're thinking. We obviously don't have a scent that's like spot on for this one, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to see what this one would be most similar to. But again, I think this is an interesting concept. I really actually like reading about the traditions, so I would love to see if there's more of them. Also very interested to see timeline, prices, and product type availability. Yeah, we just don't really have any insight into this. And honestly, Bath & Body Works, really towards the latter half of the season, their marketing, I feel like, has just not been up to par. Touch of Gold, I mean, I can't even find it in my store anymore. Did it just absolutely disappear? Is it on a back wall? I have no idea. I'm very curious to see the marketing about this because I haven't heard anything about this outside of the YouTube and the Instagram community. So a lot of food for thought today, but that is some more information on some new products we are rumored to be getting. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it helpful, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.